Hello there and welcome to an episode of Planetary Annihilation Titans with me, Dan. This is a 1v1 ranked series 3 of my Going for Gold, and this is episode 5. Now this is a game that I played. This is a self-cast. I want to explain everything that's going on and really why you should never give up, quite frankly. Now I'm trying to improve my multi-planetary games. If you haven't seen any of the previous multiplayer games, please go and have a look. I do struggle to get units. I have to focus on units. So something I'm really trying to do is get units up. Yeah, so this is in the almost system. There's the almost hot. So this is my adversary, Joe Brightmank, who is mid-silver, just like me. I'm on cold, he's on hot. Well, they're on hot. Nasaya is a planet with lots of metal, and then there's the Annihilator, which is broken as well. So there's that planet too. I'm focusing on trying to get up lots of power, lots of units. I've identified that we've got a planet each because of the map type. Like, it's just obvious. You're going to have a planet each on 1v1. So meanwhile, I'm putting loads of power out, some vehicles, and just getting Commander to do power, because I figured if I'm just getting fabrication out of this one, then I need to get lots of power so I can get into Tech 2 and get units out. They are doing fairly similar, but they're going into air to get air fabricators, which is obviously quicker. And interestingly, they're also going Icaruses. Now, I never use Icaruses. Please, would you let me know in the comments below whether that's a good idea for any, because they generate energy, don't they? So, obviously, if I try to land some units on his map, they do have a fighting capability as well, but they do generate energy when they fly around. They're going multiple factories and then getting these guys into here. I can see on here I've got more power. He's got more metal at this point. I'm guessing it's because he's using air and I'm using fabricators. They're going around. I have gone into orbital as soon as possible, started with a fighter. That's because I want to get to Nasaya as soon as possible. But I didn't want to just send a fabricator over, because I do that quite regularly and then it gets shut down ultimately. So yeah, get one of those out first. Meanwhile, Joe Brightmonk is got Icaruses generating him power, which looks like it's working, because he's only got 5 power stations and quite a lot more. Well, just shy of my power. There's a lot more metal. Well, not a huge amount more, but I'm using more. Getting storage up. I'm getting storage up too with this fabricator, because I'm trying to remember storage. And then I'll go straight into a portal. So when I get my units over at Nasaya, have I got them coming in? Yeah, I've got them coming in now. Then I can get up my portal straight away, and then it gives me a bit of so I can get some fabricators and stuff through. Meanwhile, he's got orbital up too, getting his first fabricator out. And we're neck and neck on metal now, so I've caught up on metal. My power demand is a lot higher than my power generation, so he's got loads of power. And these Icaruses is obviously working for him. Meanwhile, I've just got Commander doing my power runs. So that is something that I'm struggling with at this point in time. He's got army as well, because he's got those Icaruses. But he's got less fabrication than me. But I've got almost too many fabricators at this point. I should probably start getting army out. Right, he's got a probe, some defense, and he is also now over on this planet, as am I. So I've set this to go build then a anchor, which is orbital defense, and then getting my fabricators to just go build me metal as quickly as possible. I come over here with my fighters, because I recognise he's trying to get on this planet, but they're not quick enough. He's got his portal up before I've managed to make it onto the planet, so you can see here I get him, but he's already got it up. And what he's doing is pushing through all his units that he's got on his planet, plus loads of fabricators. Now, when I do it, I don't have any units. So, in hindsight, bad moves there, Dan. Bad moves. I don't have any units. I send loads of fabrication through, but I don't have any factories. I've got the few units here which are going to come through, but quite frankly, he's made the right choice here in that he's then getting up orbital defense. And I'll get all these through. I've got fabricators going up already, which is good. I've got a probe and radar. Was it probe and a Hermes? Yeah. To get my radar up. I've sent these through. I'm focusing somewhere else, so they haven't come through yet. I'm getting air up because I want to try and take air supremacy or supremacy on this planet. I haven't really realised that he's got a portal down on this planet as yet. So and then he's done a planet-wide patrol of doxes, which, quite frankly, just becomes really annoying because I've got planes going up. I've got these, but if you look at what I can see, I don't know he's on this planet. I have no idea, and I think I've got this planet to myself at the moment. I didn't realise he got it down. I saw him going over here, thought, oh, he's going to get that planet, so I'll have Nasaya and see if I can beat him. Meanwhile, I'm trying to get Tech 2 up. My economy is okay. It's just holding on in there. So that's okay, but I've only got one of my fabricators on there, so I'm going to get another on there shortly. Meanwhile, I've got loads of orbital stuff coming out. And learning from my last multiplayer game, a couple ago, where I didn't patrol my orbital, so they just landed on my planet and got up a portal and sent loads of units through. Meanwhile, I'm getting some scouts out because I start to realise that they have a base coming up here, and they've got units kicking out. So they've got, you know, factories. On mine, I've got bombers, air fabricators, radar, spies, whatever they're called, and fighters coming out. I'm hoping that that's enough to tickle them off, to tickle them off the planet. But before I sort of realised that they've got anti-air all over the place. Okay, so there's an anti-air, and they start kicking more anti-air out. Meanwhile, on this planet, I'm getting some orbital factories coming up. I have now patrolled my fighters so they can't get onto this planet as easily. And building power, commander's still building power, and I'm getting my Tech 2 up immediately. Regarding his base, if I go back to his base, he's only just starting to get Tech 2, so I feel like I've got the advantage. I can see he's not getting Tech 2, but I'm getting very concerned about the fact that they've got all these units starting to patrol, and I can see them, and my bombers are actually seem to have priority on metal rather than units. So if you actually patrol, and this is something I didn't know, they don't focus on the units. I thought he would focus on the units, but they haven't. I'm trying to get some dox launchers down with my fabricators. My metal and energy are now shot to pieces as I'm trying to get units out as fast as possible on Tech 2. So I'm trying to get some units through. I've recognised now that I'm in trouble here. He's starting to tickle away at my metal deposits, and that's infuriating, and it's one of the things I find really difficult with multi-planet play, is that when people do this with like planet-wide patrol with lots of easy units, it gets really hard to combat, really hard. And I felt my dominance on this planet already slipping away. Well, his dominance growing, should I say. They still haven't got Tech 2 up yet, so I've got an advantage there, but my metal is suffering. I'm 108, using 100 and something more than I've got. So I need to get Tech 2 out. But what I hadn't realised is because I was patrolling or sending all these units into here, my Tech 2 fabricators, which I was going to use to get advanced metal and power, had come through here. Now I've got a problem because now I'm in negative power. I can't get my fabricators through, so I'm trying to get one back through. But so I've got an issue there, and I start to realise that, and I try to, in a second, I mitigate the power use by removing these fabricators off here. But I do have some Tech 2 coming out of here. But the problem remains on the Sire that I've got these little buggers just pecking at my metal supply. I'm trying to rebuild it. Oh, that's Hibs. I am trying to rebuild metal, but they're just pecking and pecking and pecking. So I've kind of got to a point where I need to get loads of units out, and I recognise that, and I'm building bots to try and get out lots and lots of doxes to try and do the same. I think it's a little bit too late in the game to do that, really. So I'm starting to panic. Meanwhile, on this close planet, he's over here now, and I'm not contesting at all, and I should have been. I should have got something here, maybe around the other side, as soon as I realised that Nasai is going down, but I didn't. So I can feel it slipping away from me. Meanwhile, I've managed to get this fabricator back through, and I'm starting to build some emergency power, and I then into Tech 2 metal. Meanwhile, you've probably noticed he's got loads of units. Let's have a look at the army count. 301 versus mine 193. The majority of mine, look how many, I've got 49 fabbers and loads more factories, but he's got loads more unit count, so he's been pushing out units whilst I've been pushing out fabrication, really. I'm still making air. I'm not really sure why. I just kind of ignored that. These, so frustrating. It's so annoying, just picking away once again. But I try to start pushing back with little gaggles of units. Fabricators starting to rebuild my metal supplies. Here's some doxes. I can see them. Can I see these guys? No, I can't see these guys here. I do get a radar up, but yeah, I need to get these metal up. Meanwhile, I have got some advanced defense here. This planet's going alright. I am building some Omegas here, but as you can see, my economy is suffering massively whilst I'm trying to build infrastructure and energy and resources. I kind of get this to this point where I've got Tech 2. I feel like I've got the upper hand, but because I have no units coming out, I'm sort of focusing on metal. And you may have noticed this on my last couple of orbital games. I'm focusing on trying to get the infrastructure to get lots of units out rather than actually getting units out, even low Tech 1 spammy doxes that just cause a nuisance. His planet I can see is so this is just kind of a production house just like mine, and he's focusing on nostalgia Messiah planet. He's got air coming up now to try and take up my bombers and fabrication and stuff. I do have doxes coming out now, which is beneficial to me, but then he can seal this. And I don't really have any units coming out because my metal and power are shot to pieces with all the building, the high energy intensive building that I've got going on. So that's not very helpful either. So he's getting more and more metal up. I still don't have anything. I should have just gone patrol. Big load of units coming in here, and I recognise this. Hope is lost. Meanwhile, I have, I believe, is that mine? I think that's mine. I've told some fabricators to come here, and I thought, if anywhere, I'm going to make a bit of a nuisance of myself on his home turf. See if I can get some doxes or something through here. But I managed to get this up. But he's got these Icaruses going round, which I don't know actually if I can have a look at this. I don't know if he notices. Oh, he has no, he hasn't noticed. I don't think he's noticed. He's not paying attention. There's no units coming my way. So it's just his Icaruses that are pecking. But to be honest, that's really good because at least they're doing something for him. I still don't have many units here. I'm still trying to get my power and metal supply sort of seated. Meanwhile, he's building loads of units What's our army count? So he's 519 to 243 now. So quite frankly, a bit of a poor showing from myself. Let's be honest. Commander's finished his queue. He's not doing anything. On this planet now, I'm starting to get a few units through. I've connected it to... not this one, this one, and I'm trying to get some units through. But I don't have any units to go through. I'm desperately trying to get some units through to go onto that planet to cause a nuisance. I do recognise that he's got that. I switch up one of my builders, I think this one, to produce loads of air. But it's not working all too well. I mean, I managed to get onto his planet to take out a metal, I think. But these Icaruses are still... what's the health of these? Can I see? Oh, there it is. Health. So 44%. So I still don't know if he's seen me on my planet. I don't know if he's recognised that I'm on his planet. I mean, causing no nuisance whatsoever. I still have this coming through. But, you know, once again, I have no units to chuck through it. I like my plan, but then I think, oh god, I've got to get units up. So start building some Tech 1 factories to try and chuck through this. There's the anti-air going through. I'm getting advanced metal as well on board. Meanwhile, on Nasaya, he's starting to take out my units. I figured I'm going to just check if his commander's on this planet, because my brain is going, shall I blow up the planet if I can? So I'm trying to get here to see whether his commander's on this planet. I can't see if he's on this planet because he has so much defense, so many units he's taking over. He's got this planet. I mean, he's not really done very much on here at this point. He's not focusing on this. Meanwhile, I'm trying to get units out to come through here. He has now killed my teleporter to come through. So that's not very good either. Let me see if I can... You know, the faster playing is not really working. I was hoping to play it a bit faster, but you know, what do you do? Right, so I've got this teleporter going back to this planet because I figured I'm going to do something a bit silly and just build some advanced units, try and get a bit of an army here to just protect this little area. I've got these defense units here, so these defense structures and my anchor, so it can protect me here. But I mean, look at it, like he's got so many units on this planet now. He's properly taken this planet. These factories aren't actually doing anything, which is surprising. But look at his metal lead now, 646. I am considering giving up at this point, which I don't like doing because I like playing to the end, but I could just see this game going on for far too long. I'll start building Tech 2, but I once again don't have the resources, so why I'm building Tech 2 I do not know. I'm kind of panicking at this point. I do have my fabricators helping see if I can get some of these sort of the Omegas out of the orbital factory. He's boosting his anti-orbital defenses and things, getting more and more units out. I don't really know what his plan was at this point because I can't see any advanced, I can't see any nukes. I mean, he's got units, so maybe he's going to try and get onto my planet with nukes. But you can see he's got sort of decent defenses around this base, protecting his commander, which is standing right here. I realised, I don't know why he's building another power. Oh, because I'm in power negative, so I need to build some power. On Nasaya, I'm still building defences at this point. He has taken out the majority of my units. So, decent defence in this little area. He's not pushing into this area yet, but he does have this huge gaggle of units coming down this way. What's that? 77 mainly vehicles coming in. I can't remember what I'm going to do at this point, but I'm trying to stabilise my economy. I believe, yeah, I've got some more factories up. I'm trying to push as much through as possible. try and defend myself. And then I start building a Titan, a Ragnarok Titan, which is a planet-exploding Titan. It just sort of self-destructs a planet. I thought, oh, you know, if he's on this planet, which he's likely to be, then I'll go for that. But he sees this straight away because I think it notifies you when there's a Titan on. Yeah, so like even if he hasn't seen it, it still shows Ragnarok's going up. So they would have gone right into there. I've got this sort of army defense. And my brain is actually thinking, well, this isn't blatantly not going to work. It's sort of more of a distraction technique. But he destroys the Titan, realises there's not much else here, and think he pulls back. Does he? I think he stops anyway because my defences are doing well, and I've got more and more units coming through. He just sort of stops. I think that's his goal. He probably focused on the Titan. Meanwhile, I think, well, I have totally lost this. Totally lost it. So my plan here is that I've decided that I'm just going to end the game. I'm just gonna smash into his hot planet because I don't know, something was telling me that he was still on hot even though I couldn't get there. He's got more and more units going through. So many units. Look how much metal he's got. 900 metal. He's totally won this game. Totally won this game, quite frankly. However, once I get this up, I'm hoping that he's going to start panicking or doing something. I don't know quite. I just thought it's going to be. I'm just going to die miraculously. I stop all my production. Some of my production. I stop this from being built and I'm actually reclaiming it, try and get some of my metal back. I'm just building a Halley to smash this planet into his hot planet. Meanwhile, I realise I have my megas. There you go. Off to his planet. So I figured I'm just going to send those to hot, see if I can do some damage whilst it's being built. And I also select all of my all of these units to go over to hot too. I've selected some random place that I could see. So if I go to me to see incoming, I see his commander here straight away. So I then start targeting his commander. These are fantastic units. Look how quickly his units go down. I've also got my backup coming in, which is going to start taking out his units. I miraculously win the game. Now that was fantastic because I got a win. Totally not deserved. That was a total snipe, accidental snipe. But it kind of shows that switching plans and desperation plans, if anything, can pay off in the end. I would like to ask you to write comments about where I went wrong. I'm trying to figure out where I went wrong. I think it was trying to dominate this and not have any units. Is there anything that I could have done to combat that? Obviously I could go down the Dox route, and I think I will in the future, just get lots of Doxes to push into other planets and do a wild patrol and cause loads of havoc. I think the panic was there. Definitely the panic was there, but yeah, it was a good win. And I went up to rank 50. It's going around every time someone, you know, I'm not playing as regularly as other people, so I go down, then I go back up, and then I go down. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching. If you got this far, like and subscribe and all that jazz. There is more coming. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye.